fact that really sounds like a funny definition of protectionism. We'd like to first of all start off with a rebuttal for that side of the case. First of all, let's just talk about their policy. Their policy of protectionism is basically a policy of government bailouts, which we agree, fine, fair enough, if that's how you see protectionism as, even though we think that the true spirit of protectionism is really about erecting barriers, preventing trade, just making sure that you are sort of insular and isolated from the rest of the world. We also need to recognize that, yes, in fact, the government bailouts do have this nature of insulating the American market from the rest of the world. And we need to recognize that the fine print of these bailouts is basically, in effect, a subsidy. By bailing out certain industries that they've picked as strategic industries like the automobile industry, and this is purely because of the political weight that the automobile industry has. The fact that these automobile industries have a lot of lobbying capacity, the fact that they hire so many people who would vote against a government that doesn't do anything about it. It's not because the automobile industry is in fact a strategic industry. American steel is very, very expensive. It's actually a very bad idea, which is something I'm going to talk about in my substantive. So aside from that, what we need to recognize is that a bailout in these specific industries is in fact a subsidy, which does in fact lead to you basically erecting barriers by the forms of subsidy to sort of encourage the kind of import substitution that we see the Obama administration is in fact encouraging. Part of the bailout is a push to buy American goods. Part of the bailout is to buy and sell American, even though it may not be the most cost-effective thing. So we recognize, first of all, that their model is a little bit of a squirrel, but recognizing that the principle at the debate will still kind of stand, we're just going to go with it. So let's now look at what exactly their policy is. First of all, their policy is this very amorphous: whenever a company falls into debt, we're going to help them because bankruptcy is a bad thing. Generally, ladies and gentlemen, in economics, bankruptcy isn't a bad thing because lots of companies go under, lots of companies get merged and acquired. It's just kind of the natural process of the free market. So it's not good enough for you to tell me that these companies fail, therefore the government has to help. We think that that creates a lot of problems of dependency on the governments for structural support all the time, and we think that that's dangerous. But more than that, ladies and gentlemen, they say that, look, major and minor companies kind of have a symbiotic relationship, and there's this huge impact on the Wall Street, which is why we need to address this problem. Well, we say, ladies and gentlemen, that a bailout is a very distortionary thing precisely because of the fact that it is, in effect, a subsidy. I mean, it's just a subsidy masquerading as a bailout. And we think that that's dangerous because it disrupts free market.